glad to see that you're wearing some shoes today.
Okay, yeah.
You do a lot of running barefoot in this.
Running,
talk me through, was this in the script or was it your suggestion?
It wasn't actually in the script. It was something that we kind of played around with. I just like this idea that you had this wild kind of character who'd be perfect in his natural habitat in like the forest and things like that, and then throw him into an urban environment and see what happens. And we just felt like, yeah, this guy just bare hands, bare feet, you know, nothing can stop him, and it's sort of man against machine in that moment. So that was kind of, it was, there was a lot of conversations, but I wanted to kind of, in that moment, we wanted to sort of strip him down to just, you know, the physicality of what he had left, you know.
It's kind of like Untamed
Yeah.
but obviously filming that, you weren't wearing any shoes. Were you actually like running on a pavement?
There was a lot of bare feet stuff, and then we actually had like, you know, specific sort of sole shoes to be able to like do a lot of some of that stuff, because the last thing you want is glass in the bottom of your foot. But that was kind of the idea that, you know, by the end of it, his feet would be covered in like blood, you know, and he wouldn't care. But we did a lot of running, all through the streets of London,
Wow, I mean, that must have been amazing. You're kind of like swinging out of taxis, and how much of the stunts is you?
We'll stand up.
Tell me about this hunter.
Some are born and some are die.
Once you're on his list, there's only one way off.
There's a real nice mix and combination. I mean, we've got a fantastic stunt team on this, and we have 5 Kraven stunt doubles, but we all worked really closely and in tandem, and I was very lucky that they invited me on, because with a role like this, I really wanted to, it's very demanding, and I really wanted to be able to do as much as possible so that you really didn't have to cut away as much and really feel like you can see me. So some of that stuff, so a lot of it was, I was very incorporated in a lot of the stunts.
Wow, was there anything that was like actually surprisingly easy stunts-wise, like once it kind of came to it?
No, I think there's a lot of wire work at times, and there's harness stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of safety involved with it. But no, I think, you know, I come from a dance background, so a lot of it's choreography. So you're learning things like, you know, movement and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Obviously, in this, you speak some Russian as well. I would love to know, like, what was your process? How familiar were you with the language beforehand, and how did you kind of get to grips with it?
No, I was completely new to the table,
Really?
speaking a bit of Russian.
Wow, well, fair play, because from what people were saying in the comments, like, your accent's very good, so...
Yeah. Well, I had an amazing Russian dialect coach, and we, and there's obviously, there were other Russian actors that we were working with, so we would stay within, we worked at it, for sure.
Was there any, like, key to getting your mouth around the language or anything?
I literally couldn't even go there now. It's something, it's kind of, but it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
I guess, I guess you just try and do it like anything else.
Yeah, it's kind of like you could do it in the moment, in character, but right now, as
Yeah.
Aaron, you're out of the Russian.
Wouldn't even know where to begin.
No, okay, maybe again, we could go back to beginner's class together. I think the last thing that I'd love to ask you about is, like, this is so gruesome. Like, there was points when I kind of had to, what was that like, kind of acting that out? Like, was there any bits that you were like, this could be too far? I'm thinking that...
Yeah, bear trap to the face. That was that we had a great. To be fair, there's a lot of stunt guys who, you know, would just to take a bear trap to the face was that was some pretty solid work. Do you know what I mean? That's it's impressive.
I know.
Some of these guys, you know, there's some guys who know how to like do a good death scene. You know?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think people will be quite shocked by how gruesome it is, actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it felt like we couldn't really kind of fit this thing into a box without having to, you know, we had to do it justice. And I think this character from the comic books, we had to make it an R action and kind of, you know, make him as sort of vicious and as brutal as he seems. So it's interesting because you actually go on this journey of empathy for this character. So to see him kind of go as far as he goes, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and just very lastly, Fred Hechinger and Russell Crowe are like your family in this.
Yeah.
I mean, what an amazing family. What was it like building that dynamic?
Amazing. I mean, Russell Crowe, I think, is like one of my, I grew up watching him, I idolized him, and he's a hero of mine. So to be able to work with him was amazing. And he's so brilliant in this movie. He's so, the presence he brings to scenes, and he's so menacing. He really was amazing. And Fred Hechinger is like the heart and soul. Like, he just gives this such an emotional piece to this film. So, to work with the both of them was amazing. Yeah.
It's quite like Gladiator coded, actually. When
I
you
know,
think about it, isn't it?
I
I love
do you know what I
that.
mean? And if that's what you love, you got to come see this movie. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
This is,
Amazing.
It's exciting.
Thank you so much for speaking
cheers.
with me.
Thank you, I
I have to
appreciate
wrap
it.
up now, but
Appreciate it. Yeah,
it's
no
a
worries.
pleasure to meet you.
Cheers.